Hello. Let's freaking go, gamers. I was so scared when my microphone stopped working the other day. Because, well, I'm starting a new job on Monday and I really needed a microphone to work. So, that was very scary. Thank God a friend came through and lended me their headset so I can use it while I save up to buy a new one. Okay. I think I'm about ready to start. Oh, wait, I should bring a charger because my phone is dying. And I use it to look at chat, so be right back, give me 1 second. Okay. Now I'm ready. So, we have a lot to talk about because Weavers decided to drop a lot of stuff these past few days, so we should get started as soon as possible because there's a lot. On one hand, there's this. So, let's go.
You wish to hear a story of the moon? That tale begins long, long ago.
Mister! Nefa's starting her story already!
Thanks for the heads up.
Oh, the moon's a long way off. We might go hungry, but at least we have plenty of time. Hey, kid, that headpiece of yours is pretty unique. Who designed it? Could you hook me up?
In that era, there was no boundary between life and death.
Real quick before moving on, because it starts going fast after this. But first of all, Durin. We love Durin. I like that he has a heart in his design. Not only does it remind me of Capitano, but also it like references how we used the power of Durin's heart in Dragonspine to create him. So, yay. I also really like his design. I like dark clouds, so... And there aren't many characters like this in Genshin, I feel. So, yeah. Also, someone in a Discord server I'm in pointed out that everything in the background is Sumeru stuff, like the plates here, and also the ones, everything here is from Sumeru. Like, you can find this stuff in Sumeru. and it's true. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that Nefer is from Sumeru, but she lives here now. Let's see. There's not much to see from this angle, but I really like his wings. Because you can't really see them when it's from in front of him, so I'm glad that they're there. Because I was starting to think that they were going to hide them for the regular model, and like maybe he would have an ability that takes them out. But I'm glad to see that they're there the whole time, and also the tail. That's cute. Yeah. I don't think I have any other things to say for now. Well, I really like this part.
In that era,
Kind of implies that the dark side of Turin is still within him. Like, despite the fact that we made him from Mini Turin and Suspedo and, well, the real Turin. Although, to be fair, Turin wasn't really an evil being. It's just that he didn't understand life. He didn't understand humans in particular, or well, the human realm at least, because he's made of abyss, so that's all he knows. So he didn't understand that he was harming people. And, well, the Valin as well.
there was no boundary between life and death.
I keep wondering about this line in specific because, yeah, this isn't my first time watching this, so I know that after this she references Before Sun and Moon. But I wonder what she means by no boundary between life and death. Like, boundary. Do you mean that there was no death and there was no life? As in, existing was just a thing and it didn't change or something? Because this also makes me think about, for example, the Hu Tao story quest, because there we learn about the boundary, like the part of how do I put this? I mean, if you played the Hu Tao story quest, you know, but like, yeah, the place you go when you die before going to the afterlife, and they call it the boundary. Did they call it the boundary between life and death? I'm not sure. Let's see. Tao story quest. Let's see. Ugh, I fucking hate this. Let's. Thank you. Bound. Oh. Doesn't this have the. Border. There, that's the word I used. Border. Yeah, the border between life and death. Okay. So do they mean that there was no place like before the afterlife, or do they mean that there was no death in general? Like stuff just existed and that was that.
Willpower flowed free.
I keep looking at this because the other two have human forms, but this... what the fuck is this? I literally cannot tell what it is.
Freely among countless beings. Willpower flowed freely among countless.
Hmm. The hell is that? In part it reminds me of a Sealy, but it looks like it has arms. And Sealies don't have arms, so...
Countless beings. The primordial being that once ruled this planet made 3 moons rise from the earth.
In this case, I feel like primordial being refers to the... to Nibelung, not the primordial one. Or well... at this point I'm unsure who they meant when they said primordial one. I feel like we still need more information. Especially because of this next line that she's gonna say.
It was not until the funerary year that the primordial voice once again cried out in the darkness.
And if you, for example, Byakuya collection. Okay. Let me do one thing really quickly. Let me look this up. How do I... oh, let me just go back and look it up here. Okay. Fortunately, we're gonna have to deal with the ads. But where's the funerary year? Here. The second throne of the heavens came, and war was rekindled, as it was in the world's creation. That day the heavens collapsed and the earth was rent asunder. Our ancestors and their ancestral land fell into this place during that conflict. The year of darkness had begun. And this part refers to the... what did he call it? The Great War of Vengeance. This refers to Nibelung came and war was rekindled because he came back with abyssal powers. It was not until the funerary year, so the Great War of Vengeance,
That the primordial voice once again cried out in the darkness.
So yeah, by primordial I feel like she's referring to Nibelung here. Unless we have this all the other way around. And the second throne is actually referring to the heavenly principles. No. No, I don't think so. Huh. From the... what's the name? The artifact said that the last one, the finale of the Deep Galleries, yeah. I somehow understood that the one that was... yeah, no, there's no way. The primordial one created shining shades of itself, yeah. But I had understood that the one that had used the eggshell to separate the universe and the microcosm of the world was Nibelung. To be fair, this is basically like a Bible in a way, because it was written by people who worshipped the primordial one. So of course they're gonna associate everything good with the primordial one. And, well, the bad ones are the 7 terrifying sovereigns. So, I mean, we can take it to mean that did this happen? This did happen. That's what I meant to say. Someone used the eggshell to separate the universe and the microcosm of the world, but we cannot take it for granted that it was Phanes. I don't think, at least. But anyways, let's keep watching.
My lady.
The Frostmoon Scions again. A laughably futile rebellion.
O pale white Frostmoon, I, your loyal emissary, and scion of Hyperborea, beseech you to cast down your gaze from the celestial dome above. May your gentle tears pierce the frigid night, and grant us, the forsaken and forgotten, your guiding light.
You didn't come here for the story, did you?
Finished already, huh?
No. It's just a greater storyteller than myself has come.
Now, beyond the moonlight's reach, an ancient shadow brandishes its haunting claws.
I would assume this is referring to the Abyss.
Taking aim at the stars.
You're right.
Because, yeah, I'm still thinking about that line, but
An ancient
it uses the word ancient, and I would say that Nicole is pretty ancient as she is, so for her to use the word ancient, it has to be, like, very ancient, like, we're talking about the origin of the world here, probably.
shadow.
Let me pause in a more flattering moment. So yeah, it's probably the Abyss, but yeah. Another thought crossed my mind that maybe she was referring to the dragons because they are also very ancient. But shadow is what leads me more to the Abyss. I suppose we don't have enough information because we don't know that the dragons are taking aim at the stars, but we also don't know that the abyss is taking aim at the stars, so...
Brandishes its haunting claws, taking aim at the stars.
You're right. I came here for the moon. You're right. I came here for the moon.
So will we finally learn why the fuck he's here? Why he's been here for 5 years? Brother, I need to know. Yes, he says I came here for the moon, but what about it? Like, what do you mean? Did you come here to take it, or what do you mean? As far as I understood, he came here because of something in Mondstadt's past. But what about its past? Because we know that in the past, Easteroth was also worshipped in Mondstadt. But... like... is she tied to the moon in any way? Because I have theorized that the shades have ties to the moons, but I don't have much proof. It's honestly more speculation than anything. But... yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, the angels definitely have ties to the moon in general, and the shades are technically angels. Probably would classify in a different category, like seraphims or something like that. But, you know, that's my logic. I find it very interesting that she has blue or silver blood. It really solidifies the Frostmoon Scions as a different species.
I'm afraid you have the wrong person. Now, be gone.
In the water, the future mirrors the past. The veil of lies is slipping. Time is short. The moon's fall is nigh.
Okay, this is definitely the most interesting part of this teaser. Okay. Like, she says a lot of important stuff, and a lot of things happen. So let's take it part by part. Okay, she appears. Find it interesting that she has magic heels. Like, what the fuck is this? How does this work? But also, at least it gives some information that maybe she will be Hydro. Which makes a lot of sense, because the moons are very tied to the water like even in Earth.
In the water, the future mirrors the past.
This is a very nice foreshadowing to something we can see near the end. I really like this, and I hope that something like maybe we go to Nod-Krai, and it would be so cool if we go to Nod-Krai and if you put Scaramouche in your team, you can see the reflection like we see it at the end in the water in Nod-Krai. I wouldn't ask them, like I wouldn't ask Hoyoverse to make that happen in all of Tevat, because maybe that would be a lot of work. I really don't know how I would go about doing that, so I don't know if it's a lot of work or not, but that would be really cool if at least the water in Nod-Krai was different, and we can see things from the past in the reflection of the water. To be fair, I don't think... Maybe it's because of my settings, but I don't think I've ever seen a reflection in the water in the game. But yeah, I'm rambling now.
The veil of lies is slipping.
This phrase is also very interesting because, well, the veil of lies. What lies are you talking about? This immediately made me think of Cypher and how her lie was that that Kephalese orb thingy, I don't remember the name, it would keep shining forever, but actually it hadn't done that, and it had actually stopped a long time ago. But I don't think, at least, that this is where this is going. It just made me think of that, but it really makes me feel like Genshin is about to enter a new era with this line. Like, big stuff is about to be revealed. Not sure if for everyone in Tevat, or just some people will realize, but it feels like the knowledge of their circumstances is going to become known.
Time is short. The moon's fall is nigh.
And well, yeah, the moon is apparently falling, which is interesting. Like, how does it fall? How does it just one day fall out of the sky? Because the way she says it is like this was ordained to happen, and like we're getting close to it happening, but it's not like in consequence of something that someone did. Like, I don't think the moon is falling because the Fatui did something, but because it was ordained thousands of years ago that it would happen. So yeah, that's very interesting. And well, all the blue flowers turning red definitely makes me think of the Crimson Moon and the Cataclysm, and well, all the stuff that are related to the color red. Granova, everything.
last. And things look even messier than last time.
Well, Miss Alice, shall we begin?
Best boy!
There's no rush, and I'd like to catch up with an old friend first.
I would assume that by old friend she means Nicole. I mean, there are two options. She either means Nicole or Varka. And... no, wait, actually. Actually, it's probably more likely Varka. Because I was trying to think who would send her a note in this form. Like, instead of, I don't know, sending a letter or something. Like, putting it in an envelope. But no, this person made origami with the letter and sent it to her like this. And also...
There's no rush, and I'd like to...
I was also trying to think who would be more likely between those two to send her a letter with the names of the Moon Sisters, because that's what it says. I mean, it actually says Aralos, Solnari, and Canon. But, you know, the Moon Sisters are known as Arya, Sonnet, and Canon, so that's basically the same. And maybe these are the names that people call them in Nod-Krai. It could be, because we know that different places call general stuff different, so even if they refer to the same thing. For example, oh my god, my cat just stepped on the keyboard. For example, Istaroth in Enkanomiya is called Tokoyo Okami, but in Mondstadt she was just called the God of Time. So, you know, that kind of different naming conventions depending on the region to refer to the same person or entity, actually.
There's no rush, and I'd like to catch up with an old friend first. And you, young man?
Let's
Best boy!
part ways here. I have an old score of my own to settle.
See, you can see his old version in the water. It's mostly noticeable by the things he had on his hat, like the two panels. But yeah. I mean, I wish it was more noticeable by the colors, but the hue of the water changes the colors a little bit, so that's not very reliable. And I also wish I could see these more clearly, because I want to see if these two also appear different, but I really cannot tell. I really cannot wait for Nod-Krai. Okay, let's move on to the second stuff to watch. In-game look.
Go now.
I think other people have already mentioned this, but it feels to me like they can speak to each other or like send messages telepathically. The Frostmourne Scions. Like, just by touching heads, they can communicate, because it's like this, let's call it a deer. This deer comes up, touches head with her, and then she says, "Go now." And it's like, what happened? So it would make more sense if they just communicated, like she said something to the steer, gave it an order, something like that, and then said, "Go now." That would make a lot more sense. But yeah, these are my people. I was just looking at my thingy. Oh my god. Sorry, my cat once again stepping on my keyboard. I was looking at the preview, and I noticed that, yeah, these are my people. I'm so conflicted, because I really want to pull for Lauma, because she's a Frost Moon Scion, and like, they're my chosen faction. But at the same time, there are so many characters here that I want. But I'm free to play. Decisions will be difficult this time.
Thank you.
And see, yeah. This deer comes, they touch heads, and she says thank you. She wouldn't say thank you unless they had communicated something. So, yeah. I find this extremely cool, and I hope this is her way of traversing in-game. My god. We'll literally be walking around the resin. That's crazy. I'm so looking forward to this. Amazing. And then I also wanted to watch this. But also, actually, let me finish with Song of the Walking Moon first. I wanted to look at this and comment. So yeah, you can see here, this is where her wings sprout from. She also has this symbol, which isn't a triquetra, but it's a more circular form of the same symbol for the domains. How would I go about finding a picture of that? Genshin Impact domains. That's good enough, I think. Let's see. No, not this one. Domain entrance. This one. An image in new tab. This is what I meant. So yeah, you see, this symbol is very similar to this symbol, but this one is more like square-ish. But yeah, all the gold or orange, I don't know, thingies in her shine. She has elf ears, but not as pronounced as Klee and Alice, or Layla, for example. They're more similar to Neuvillettes. And she has this crown, which also shines. Then this thingy reminds me of Mona, reminds me of an astrolabe. So that's interesting. But yeah, I guess she's a prophetess, so it does make sense. Then we have Aino, which I don't know how much we can tell from her design, other than she's part of the Clean Clank Kromkake workshop. Like, this is the logo we know them with, so yeah. Nothing really about her stands out to me. Like, a clue to finding out what type of character she is. Not in her design, at least. Volvarka, who ended up being a hottie. I really like how he has a lot of scars on his body. It really drives home that he's a warrior. And everything the captain said about him checks out. Then her, which also doesn't give me a lot with her design, except that I really like that she has a prosthetic arm, and it's like a robot in the sense that she can move this. Like, it's not a prosthetic that is just for show, you know? She can actually use that. And then I really like the beanie with the 4 ears. She puts you in the mind of a bat, which is interesting, considering we just got another character which puts you in the mind of a bat, aka Auroron. So we'll see where that goes. Then Turin. You can't really see his wings in this picture, but they're there. I swear. I find this part to be interesting. I don't know if they're trying to hide his ears. Because, and this is mostly a design choice and not very lore relevant, but some people really dislike it when a character that has non-human ears on their head, or well, in this case, their horns. Some people really don't like it when you don't do ears, like human ears as well. And some people really dislike it when you do the human ears aside from the animal ears, or horns in this case. So maybe this was a design choice to just hide them and be done with it. But to be honest, you could also do that with just the hair. But yeah. I really like his design. Part 2. Then we have Sandrone, which she has a key on her back, which reminds me of the Clockwork Mecha in Fontaine, which really, it makes everyone think that she must be related to Marianne. Marianne Guillotin. So I guess we'll see about that. Even her dress color is the same. So, you know, I suppose we'll see, but there are very strong implications for that. And I really want to learn more about the ruin machine she has. Like, clearly she's a puppet as well, so I wonder who is the real master, you know? And who is the secondary quote-unquote character. But yeah. Even her name, like Marionette, Mary Ann Et. Come on. Well, we have Lauma, which she's Dendro, I think. We can see that on her other hip she has a vision and it's green, so we assume she's Dendro, but I suppose it's all subject to change. But yeah, she's very pretty. She's a Frostmoon Scion. She has blue/silver blood. I'm very interested to learn more, especially because she says she's, well, not only she, but the Frostmoon Scions are the Scions of Hyperborea. And, well, Hyperborea is one of the eras of the VOD, so really looking forward to learning more about the Frostmoon Scions in general. Then Nefer, which, come on, she's from Sumeru. You cannot tell me otherwise. These thingies are the same as Diaz. And well, her whole design is very Sumeru. Like the neck thingy, the earrings, the headpiece, everything just screams Sumeru. This one also. So yeah, I'm very curious to her circumstances that led her to Nod-Krai. Then we have Flynn's, which this is really reminding me that I should brush up on my Russian. Because I'm unsure how to pronounce this. Like, in my mind there are two different ways that I can come up with to pronounce it. One is Kirill Chudomirovich Flynn's, and the other is Hudomirovich. And I'm not sure which one is the correct one. I suppose we will also learn once he's in game and the voice actors pronounce his name, but honestly they don't usually pronounce it in the correct way that it would be pronounced in real life. They usually go for an option that is more accessible to pronounce for everyone. But yeah. He looks very cool. I think he would be one of the light keepers. Or maybe he's more directly involved with the wild hunt. But I suppose we'll learn more later. Then, well, Columbina. Interesting that this one says Moon Maiden instead of the Damselette. Like it says here. Fatui Harbinger, codename Marionette. Why doesn't it say Fatui Harbinger, codename the Damselette here? So I think it's safe to assume that she would take a more, for the purposes of what we will experience with her, I suppose her identity as a Fatui isn't relevant. Which is very interesting. And finally we have Alice, the one with the most obvious vision of all. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say about her. Yeah, I think everyone knows her pretty well. If you've done the summer events, then you know a lot about her, and well, at least about her personality. But recently with Skirk calling her the sustainer of the world's borders, she's become an enigma again, so once again, we shall learn more. Yeah, this one is more consistent. Nico, Ring of the Hexen Circle, codename N. Alice of the Hexen Circle, codename A. But yeah. And now to the thing that I haven't even seen yet. There we go. Oh, I see. What? What's this? Oh. Can I not make it bigger? There, I took a screenshot. Baja Isle, where the Fatui assemble. Whoa. Oh. Can I not click anything else? Ah, I see. Blue Ember Lake. Nothing. Oh, wait. These are all the places where Piero walked. Hisi Island. Remnants of the Moonlit World. Cute. Nasha Town. Elysium of Revelry for Explorers. Lempo Isle. Interesting. I can barely see that. Huh. The Moonland. The Moonlit Land, where those drawn in by various powers wage bitter wars without end. Whoa, there's a lot of text. Okay. That was very strong music. I could not hear myself. Okay. Baja Isle, where the Fatui assemble. Under the ancient moonlight, the pale star banner cast a shadow as vast and solemn as the northern lands. In the newly established Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau, countless mechanisms churn and whir at all hours of night and day. What rebellious designs does the forge hammer's dull thunder conceal? Even their own soldiers stand in ignorance, blind as the anvil. The forces of Nesnaya encroach like the winter, and the Fatui sergeants raise aloft the flags of their harbingers. What is it they seek? The idol of the new moon, carved by the science of the far north, now lies caged in a prison of steel. Do they wish to harness its power and simply display Snezhnaya's unparalleled dominance? It really looks like Columbina, I'm not gonna lie. Hisi Island, remnants of the Moonlit World. The remnants of the far north still dwell among the ashen woods and tundras. Their golden city has long since turned to ash, their distant ancestral homeland consumed by the court of creation. Yet these proud descendants light primordial lanterns against the pitch darkness of a withering tide, spinning distant ancient hymns, praying for the new moon's protection. Okay, that's definitely Columbine. For 5 centuries, generations... 5 centuries, that would be 500 years, okay. Generations of moon chanters have followed the commandments left by the first leader of the Frostmoon Scions, guiding their devotees to uphold benevolence and faith, striving to avoid conflict with outsiders at all costs. Yet with the arrival of the Fatui, the Scions' long-held tranquility, and their endless supplications to their goddess, may now give way to creeping twilight gloom. Nasha Town, Elysium of revelry for explorers. No matter where you're from, no matter where you stand in society, and no matter how much more you have in your name, to your name, this is an paradise. Sorry. This is a paradise for those whose hearts are filled with hope. Riches, lies, schemes, and sincerity search beneath the same cult of raucous laughter. As Nod-Krai's most prosperous trading board, the first lesson newcomers learn here is always the same. Keep your moral close to your chest. Okay, so like in Inazuma? You wish to buy a weapon? Absolutely. This here is Nod-Krai's second best forge. Why second best, you ask? Well, if you meet Aino, I'm pretty sure it'll be clear. You can buy anything you want here, as long as you can pay the price. I hear you're looking for some extraordinary treasure? Then you've come to the right person. My friends and helpers in these lands are numerous indeed. Oh. I'm very glad that we can see the letters more clearly now. This will help to the people who translate this to be able to read it. Ad Astra Abbot. Want to learn more about the latest commissions? If you really want something worth the risk, you'll need a little luck on your side. Oh, what? This is moving too fast. Just a little warning. The grown-ups here are sneaky and love ripping off passing adventurers. You wanna know if kids can be trusted? Well, you just have to find out, won't you? Oh god. The presence of the abyss grows. The pitch-dark withering tide whispers amidst the silence of frigid nights, awaiting its moment to rend the ever-thinning veil and devour those frail souls whole. In the shadows where rules cannot reach, even death is no respite from torment. That's interesting. In the shadows where rules cannot reach. Like the rulers? Rules? About Nod-Krai. In the age when the 7 lights of the firmament had not yet shown up on the land. So before the Archons. The now nameless ruler raised the heavenly moons to govern the cyclical tides of the world in their stead. The remnants that failed to become a moon slumbered in the vast sea, only to become at last a refuge of the exiles of the far north. The remnants that failed to become a moon. Are you telling me that the moons are created of angels? Like they're made up of angels? Because this makes me think Slumbered in the vast sea reminds me of the dark sea. Neither the withering tide of darkness nor the mad monk who spoke in strange tongues could break this land's spine. Yet now beneath the new moon, calamity stirs once more to drown the world in its maw. Columbina? So what did that do? Nothing. Not as far as I can tell. Developers sharing. Whoa. The new moon has risen and the wheel of fate begins to turn. Journey with the Genshin Impact dev team to learn more about the behind the scenes of story of Nod-Krai's creation and the new Song of the Walking Moon series. Is this the old one? Yeah. Yeah. Download wallpaper. I have this one. Oh, thank you. Let me download this. Download. Download. And download. Yay, new wallpapers. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Did they do anything to this? Let's go, finally! I've been waiting for a month? 2 months? Do you guys remember when someone accidentally put this image on the launcher? The trinity of moon goddesses who once steered the primordial celestial sphere and wove love and passion into the very heart of the world have long since faded into the shadows of time. Yet those who follow the tide still sing and pray for a new moon is set to rise. That didn't change as far as I can tell. Okay, these ones are red now. Uh-huh. This didn't change. I don't think. The iridescent moon. And the frost moon. Okay, that was still the same. This looks to be the same. Crucial mission. Honestly, the Voynich Guild is the one we have learned the least about. Merchants of Nashatown form a commerce guild to maintain basic order. However, how could the outlaws that prowl between the islands be controlled by something as simple as mere rules? It seems that the honor of striking fear into their hearts must go to the boss lady of the Curatorium of Secrets. I feel like we haven't heard more about them. And then the treasure hoarders. The Snowland Fae are also missing for now. The Fae who once followed the first Krai Archon, the Beli Tsar, ruling the Northlands in their entirety. Though now shorn of their former glory, they still influence the nation in their own ways. One can only guess what path they will take as calamity draws ever closer. Oh, I get it now. The for whom part. Because they're here for Columbina. But like, now that I'm reading this again, the Fatui Harbingers have been summoned back to Snezhnaya and dispatched to Nod-Krai. So they were summoned back to Snezhnaya, they were in Snezhnaya, and then they were dispatched to Nod-Krai. So why is it a problem that Columbina is in Nod-Krai? Hmm. Okay. This feels like it was the same. So let me see. I'm just checking, you know. Hmm. And does it look back? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, that was great. Now I need to go to the bathroom. My cat is sleeping on my lap, so I need to wake him up and go to the bathroom. But I'll be back. Give me 1 minute. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, let's watch the trailer for the next patch, which is coming out so soon. What is it? Less than a week? 5 days. Yep. Interesting. Nice. I'm so looking forward to it. While I'm at it, I will let you guys know that I will most likely not be able to stream it at the same time that I usually do, because I'll be working. I'll be coming out of work at what would be 40 minutes from now, but you know, next week. So I'll have to see how tired I feel, because it will be my my third day at work. And it's gonna be long hours. It's gonna be 9 hours. So I don't know how tired I'll be, but if I'm not fucking dead in my brain, I may stream next, not Sunday, Wednesday, the new patch. But in the case that I'm really tired and I cannot think for my life, then I will most likely stream the new patch on Saturday and Sunday, most likely, because I would assume there's a lot to do. So for the event, like maybe I can do the story part on Saturday and the rest I can do on Sunday. But yeah, that's the plan for now. But that's only if I cannot bring myself to stream after work, because I'm really anxious about stuff, and if I can, I will for sure be streaming during the week, because I don't like being behind on stuff, because that means I can't watch other content creators. So, you know, I'll try to do it as soon as possible, but it'll depend on how tired I am. So yeah, let's start this.
All food, lodging, and entertainment expenses will be fully covered during the trial period. Next stop, Tenochtitlan.
Don't think I didn't notice the Tenoch mention. Like, apparently we're going to a place which is named after Tenoch. So, yeah. I definitely want to learn more about this place.
From our honey-sweet Aethermead to our exhilarating shows, there's something for all the senses.
Exactly. Just kick back, relax, and enjoy your holiday at whatever pace suits you.
With the deep blue sea beneath you, and my lucky Sharky surfboard leading the way, are you ready to crank up the speed?
Welcome to Villa Guitzli. You're just in time to witness our annual home night celebration.
Nice shot.
Paimon can already imagine how amazing the show's gonna be.
Would you do us the honor of bringing some color to our landmarks too?
Gotta fire the paint bombs, quick!
Whoa! It looks incredible! The foam flower fields finally live up to their name. It's showtime! Ready? 3, 2,
I need to talk about it before it fades out from the screen, but can we talk about Benny's skin? Because it looks so nice. I'm so happy about this. And, well, more on that later, but the fact that we're finally acknowledging that he's definitely from Natlan. Or, well, was born in Natlan, at least. So yeah, I'm so excited about this.
Must find them, traveler. Paimon. Then return home.
Remember, you have to come home!
Natlanese core, Montanian joints, Mondstadt hairpiece.
Where's home for you? Any memories about that?
Memory. Missing. Is this a broom?
Now then, could I trouble you to tidy up my workshop?
Understood. Commencing task. Installation chamber deployed.
Annihilation mode.
Ever since Inepha set sail for Natlan, the secret source automatons have been getting increasingly aggressive. It's as if they're drawn to each other.
Return home.
Malfunction. Have you forgotten why you cast them away to begin with?
An ancient.
Why is Benny's constellation there? Because this reminds me of Child. Reminds me of the time where his constellation was near the narwhal and his vision wasn't working. So a part of me is thinking that what if we fix, quote unquote, Bennett's bad luck? Like, not fix it completely, because that's such an integral part of his character that to change it would mean to change, like, all his voice lines, all his idols. So it would basically become a new character, which I would so be on board if they wanted to make him a new character. Like, I don't know, a 5-star Bennett that has a Night Soul blessing and isn't unlucky and is just Bennett, but now he's not unlucky anymore and he's starting to find out what life is when you're not basically being chased by a cloud that rains on you everywhere. But yeah, I don't think that will happen, at least not for now. It doesn't seem like Hoyoverse is looking to make different versions of the same character for Genshin. Not for now, like I said, but I would be super down with that. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to knowing more about this, because his constellation's name is the Wheel of Calamity or something like that. Like the translation, of course. I think it's Rotos Calamitas, I think was the name of his constellation. So yeah. It's very interesting, and I definitely want to know why his constellation is in the sky in Marichivari.
Relic from Natlan's dragon civilization.
Are we supposed to believe that Bianca's mother survived?
Also, this line is said by Sandrone, so I'm wondering if we're gonna see her in this patch in the game, or if we're just hearing this, like this is a recollection from Inefa or something like that.
Are we supposed to believe that Bianca's mother survived?
And this, Lianka is one of the humans that alongside Shibalanke fought the Pirate Dragon, and she was adopted by one of the Dragon Lords. I don't remember which one. But yeah, she adopted Lianka, and she was the one that was voted, I suppose, to be executed because of her alliance with the humans, or well, what the dragons, the Dragon Lords, felt like was an alliance with the humans, just because her adoptive daughter decided to side with Shibalanke. And I love how she was like, well, yeah, of course she's gonna follow Shibalanke. Shibalanke is the strongest human. So yeah, that was a very cool piece of history that we learned in 5.5. Yeah, 5.5. So yeah, so this relates to that, as in maybe she wasn't executed in the end, or it also could be a red herring, like Hoyoverse loves dropping red herrings in their trailers, so maybe this is just a hypothetical that Chaska threw out, but in the end it doesn't turn out to be this. So yeah,
I'm off to the location of my next assignment, Nod-Krai.
the fact that Yelan is also going to Nod-Krai is crazy. I really want to know whose faction is not hiring her, because I mean she works for the Tishin, so I don't think she can be hired by any other organizations or stuff like that. But maybe she can, who knows? But if she's going to this mission because of the Tishin, like if Ningguang asked her to go, I want to know why. And what's the purpose of the mission?
The Wild Hunt! Look out!
They pulled the whole moon down.
This part is very interesting, because I've seen a lot of speculation about it, but to me this looks like the moon that was destroyed, that Mawika revealed with her punch. Like, my thinking is that moon's fragments got into the firmament, and those are the fragments that are falling. Like, not the moon that's intact in the sky right now, which I think is the frost moon. So I don't think it's the frost moon that's falling down. I think it's one of the other two. So that's my guess. But we'll get the answer next week.
Whole moon down. The leader of this regiment is a harbinger based in Nod-Krai, known as Marionette.
This regiment. So, again, this could be Inefa's recollection, but I really want to know if we're gonna see her. And that's that. So yeah. That was a lot. Let me see. Oh, so there used to be different phases of the moon in Tevat. Because, you know, the moon is always the full moon now, but... And I have a theory that I think I read the other day when I was reading all my notes, my theories over the years, which is in fact the first theory I wrote down in my notes, which says, what if not 3 moon sisters but 4? The 3 moons were instead the phases, but since new moon isn't visible, people thought it was just 3. Now the moon in Tevat is always the full moon, therefore the corpse of the single moon that lingers in the sky. So, yeah. I've been thinking about that because, you know, it's weird that the moon is always full moon and there are no different phases. Okay. So why not? Why not set aside your commissions, Paimon Street, stories of ancient dragon civilization, visitors from Nod-Krai, as well as a letter from the Grandmaster? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna put that aside. And just enjoy the free food, lodgings, and attractions. No, thank you. I wanna pay attention to that. Thanks for the consideration, though. Visitors from Nod-Krai, I suppose, is referring to Inefa, as well as a letter from the Grandmaster. I'm really looking forward to this. Please, please tell me that he's the one we're meeting in Nod-Krai and he's gonna be our guide. Yeah, my god. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end it there. I don't think I have a lot more to add. Other than I'm gonna be probably exploring a little bit of Finnish stories. Because, yeah, Aino is a name that I found in relation to a Finnish painting, so it seems to me like Nod-Krai will be taking some inspiration from Finnish mythos and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna be reading up on that to, I don't know, set my mindset into that. So I can be on the lookout for certain concepts, maybe. And yeah, I suppose I will be back next week, and I'll be letting you know through Blue Sky when I'll be streaming, but next week for sure. So yeah, that's it from me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.